Hello my quilting family. We're back with another case study, and this time we're going to study the Friendship Star. Now this Friendship Star is probably one of my favorite blocks. I use a lot for sashing and borders for sashing, and it's just cute. It just warms my heart. So to make this block that's going to finish at 12 inches in a quilt, right, we're going to need 4.5 inch neutral squares, or light neutral squares, one 4.5 inch blue square. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you a different way of doing half square triangles. So the quilting math for the half square triangles that are going to finish at 4.5 is you add 7/8 to the size that you want it to be in your block, which in this case is 4.5. Well, 5 3/8 is kind of tough to cut, so I go 5.5 and then I trim down, right? Which, I mean, like 5.5 is an easier to cut to make, and there's other things you can do with a 5.5 inch strip. So what I'm going to show you is how to do these 2 at a time half square triangles. Okay, come on over. Okay, to make the 2 at a time half square triangles, we're going to lay any straight edge that will go right across your triangle. Now I'm going to use a pen, and I'm hoping you're going to be able to see the line. Now we're just going to draw this line in, and I'm not worried about this being pen because we're sewing on either side of the line 1/4 inch away from the line, and then when we're done we're going to end up cutting through the line. So I'm going to do 2 of them, like so. And I'm hoping you can see this. Here we go. Yeah? Okay. So now we're going to line up our blues, our solid blues. And yes, they're a different color. We are using up our scraps. So I've got a foot on my sewing machine where either side is a 1/4 inch. So I'm just going to run this along here real quick. There. There we go. And we'll do both of them, and then we'll have our 4 half square triangles. There we go. Really fast, really simple. Now what I'm going to do with both of these, I'm going to cut them in half down this ink line that I just drew, right? And then I'm going to square them up so they're a perfect 4.5 inch half square triangle. Okay, I'll meet you back. So we've got our half square triangles all trimmed up to 4.5 inches. And what you do is you line up, most rulers will have a 45-degree line, and you line that up right along there, and you start making your cuts based on the 45-degree, because you want that point, those points to be perfectly at 45 and hit your corners perfectly. So now I've pressed to the dark, and you see, you don't even see the pen line now, right? Because basically you cut through the pen line. So we're going to quickly line these up. I'm going to put my pale blue in the middle and my whites on the outside, or my low volume. And this is where you can kind of use some of your wilder, bolder colors that you're not quite sure what to do with. And, nope, that's wrong there. And this is the right way. So that's what we're going to sew together right now. Here, I'll just move that over. So, well, let's start webbing this block very quickly together. It goes together so fast and so slick. Oh, wrong foot. Let me change feet. So I decided to change things a little bit on this case study that we're going to do. I'm making basic shapes. Let's let this go down. Oh wow. Oof, that's getting really heavy. Okay. I decided when I'm doing my leaders and enders, I would sew them into blocks so I don't have any blocks to worry about. So I'll show you the blocks I've made so far. I think they're cute. And it's a blue and white palette. And I'm also making Sister's Choice blocks for my friend, because she needs a new quilt. And we just web this. The fun thing about leader and enders is that you don't have to, you're not using one of these plugs or whatever they're called. There we go. These are actually a very cute beginner block, and you can have lots of fun with these, right? So I have some different ideas as to what we're going to do. And I'm going to show you here in a bit what color placement was. Okay. Now, how I'm going to press these. The outside ones I'm going to press away from the triangle on both sides. And I'm just finger pressing this open. The other one I'm pressing towards the square, right? So these ones are going out and this one's going in, right? So your seams will nest nice. And just cut that open. Nest my seam. And cut the next one open. Is going together so nicely. Okay, this one. Yeah, these friendship stars go together very quickly, and you can play with a lot of different. That is perfect for a 2-color palette like we're working with, because I'm only working with my blues and my whites, or low volumes. But you know, if you were overrun with your scraps in a certain color, this is the perfect one to move out just to like a low volume and whatever color you choose. And let me just get this plug through. There we go. And ta-da! Ta-da! There we go. Now let me show you the other blocks I made. Okay, we're back. And these are the blocks I've made. Now, traditionally, these are the blocks that would show up in a friendship star. They would all be, you know, the same background, the same fabric, whatever. But we're going to here talk to you about color placement. So I've made a few of these so you can see a medium and a dark, right? And now a dark center, right? And you get a different look all of a sudden. And we have a pale center or a low volume center. And that's going to, you know, show up quite a bit differently. You still have the outer silhouette of the friendship star. And of course, you had to do the negative, right? I mean, it's just cute, right? And yes, I don't know where the Olaf fabric came, but there's going to be an Olaf apocalypse during this sew along. And here we see, well, this is the one I sewed now, and that's a medium tone and a dark tone and the low volume, right? So also the other thing we see quite often in a traditional quilt, and this has got to do with color placement, is we see a very pale color and then a contrasting stronger color and then a low volume, right? So this is something else that you can, you know, you kind of think about too. If you've got like a bunch of greens, you've got a bunch of pale greens and a bunch of dark greens, well, you could do something like this very quickly, you know, with it. So this is our first lesson on how to do a friendship star, so cute, and color placement options. I would love to see you back for the next one. We're going to have so much fun on this sew along. Okay, see ya. Bye. But wait, there's more. I just about forgot to show you. I'm making pinwheel blocks. And I have been working quite a bit. And I've got quite a few now sewn up. But the triangles I'm using are 6.5 inch. Right? So they sew up into, like, this pinwheel is now 12.5 inch unfinished. So it will finish in a quilt at 12 inches. And it's exactly the same size as our friendship. And this is what I'm talking about. I'm not making just half square triangles this time. I'm making blocks. So it's faster to sew them up for what I want to do next. And don't forget to go through your orphan block pile. Or, you know, you might find, wow, there's little blue triangles. I don't know if any of you remember these from our Teach You How to Do a Half Square Rectangle. But these will also go into a scrappy, crazy blue block. Now this will finish here, this block will finish at 12.5 unfinished and 12 inches finished in a quilt. But it's a double friendship star block that's in here with these. And these are actually the blocks I put into my abandoned block or orphan block bin. So we sewed them both up into points or into little things. So I've got two cute little squares. The other thing I'm making besides pinwheels, I'm making periwinkle blocks. So cute. This is one of those things, those blocks that you've always wanted to make and you never get around to it because life is busy, and they're all going to be scrappy, lovely. It's going to be wonderful. Now the other thing is I was doing another sew along, and I sewed half square rectangles wrong. And I sewed all of them wrong. So even the best of us sew something wrong. So I had a choice. I could either sit there for a day and unpick everything, or I could make a new block of my own. So I decided I'm going with a new block. So this is the block I've made. Now this is kind of striking, and of course the block now isn't long enough, so I had to add a little half square triangle add-on, right? And I just thought, well, we're going to have fun with this. Even though I sewed it wrong, it's still cute, right? So, you know, and you learn something different about this. So, you know, don't be afraid of making an oops, was what I'm telling you, okay? So we'll see you back next week, and I'm going to look so forward to doing this case study with you. It's going to be so much fun. Remember, our friendship stars are dropping on Tuesday. Okay? Have a great week. Bye. If you have questions about what you saw in this video, or you have ideas for content or something you want to see us do, please put those comments in the description below. But also, while you're there, like, share, and subscribe with your friends. That would really help us out. Okay, I want to thank you and have a great day.